Shalom, 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 mirror, everybody in the classroom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we back at it again, another Sabbath service, giving our honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Right, double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in the truth before us for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushua. A hearty shalom to the mighty men that labor and go out on the highways and byways, magnify the name of the Lord, risking your life to push this truth. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways, but they're working on it, getting built up in the spirit, they're praying, fasting, studying, and being diligent, and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom to all of the sisters out there in the households who reverence their husbands, who are submissive, diligent, studying, applying the scriptures, and coming out of the world, moving in the spirit of our foremothers, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, etc. Right? It's another Sabbath service, giving all honor and glory to the Most High. All right, Most High willing brothers, keep the Sabbath day holy. And I'm gonna pass it to Amos once we get this. Oh, there we go.
God. I might start playing.
Oh, you're right.
God. Shabbat Shalom. All praise to the Most High for another Sabbath. Right. So as we always do, we're going to go to Acts chapter 18 and verse 4. Right. Shabbat Shalom to everybody tuning in on YouTube. Esau shut down the Cold Cut channel. Right. So we have the new Cold Cut channel up. It's called Cold Cuts 3. Right. Cold Cuts 3. Right. This word's still going to go out, man. Right. Esau about to start taking down a lot more channels, man. Things about to start heating up more. Right, the cops are gunning down our people left and right, man. So now is the time to examine yourself and be more diligent, right? Examining the times, right? Magnify the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's right. This is the book of Acts, chapter 18 and verse 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
Right? It's another Sabbath service to persuade Israel who knows that the Israel to continue keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, keeping the faith, right? Letting their charity abound more, their brotherly love abound more, right? And for those just finding out that they're Israel, right, coming to this truth, right, to forsake the ways of the world and to come back to serving our God wholeheartedly. And the only way we can do that is through Philippians 4:13.
It's the book of Philippians, chapter 4 and 13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me.
Right, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're able to get the perfect understanding, cast down the false doctrine, right? Get into the deep and dark parables, get to the meat, and as well drink the milk, right? So like the brother said, we're in 1 Peter, the 5th chapter, right? Peter and the Apocalypse, volume 5, right? Volume 5, because it's 5 chapters of 1 Peter, right? So we're going to wait for everybody to get there.
1 Peter chapter 5.
So like in the next new moon is May 10th, right? May 10th at sundown. So everybody mark that, May 10th at sundown. And the day of Simon, May 4th at sundown. Right? Day of Simon, May 4th at sundown. Right? All our high holy days are going into the destruction of our enemies. Right? It's a beautiful thing to remember what the Lord did for us in our captivities, man. How he cast down our enemies. Right? So May 10th is the new moon, and May 4th, sundown, is the day of Simon. Right? So this is 1 Peter chapter 5 and 1. The elders which are among you I exhort, whom am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Yahushua, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. God. Feed the flock of Yahweh which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind.
Right. So the apostle said, feed the flock of God. So the flock represents our people, right? Let's go to Psalms chapter 119 and 176. Our flock is what? Sheep. The Lord refers to our people as sheep, and we have to feed our people not with physical food, right? But with what? Spiritual food, which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Peter's not telling you to go out to a farmland and start feeding the sheep at the local petting zoo. It's speaking about teaching our people the knowledge. right? Because we are referred to as the sheep in the Bible, and the Lord is our shepherd, right? Let's get that. And Slaki, not everybody's the lost sheep. Only the children of Israel are the lost sheep. The other nations are devouring beasts.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 176. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek thy servant, for I do not forget thy commandments.
See that? The Lord called us the lost sheep because we go astray, right? What do we go astray and follow? Other philosophies. You go into Christianity, right? You go into Islam. You follow all these other ways of life, witchcraft, people dealing with tarot cards and sorcery and palm readings. These are the things that our people go astray into, right? So we have to guide our people back to the proper knowledge. Sheep can't make it on their own, right? They're vulnerable, right? They're susceptible to wild beasts and lions. You have to have guidance. You have to have a shepherd to be able to protect the sheep and move them in the right direction. Another precept.
Okay, let's go to Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. Right. Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. Right. You men, you are the special sheep, because the Most High is talking to you, right? Because you're gonna get your households in order, right? You're gonna establish things in the nation through the Spirit, right? So you men, you have a very tough job, right? Reproving your thoughts, getting yourself in order, right? Being in subject to the higher powers, right? Getting the understanding. Right, this is Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. Right, you are the sheep who are supposed to get that understanding so you can teach your household. You are the sheep that's supposed to get it so you can know how to serve the Lord.
Khan, Slaki, you want to finish your point?
So it's very imperative that you men get this understanding while you can, man. Don't put it to the back burner. Don't neglect the understanding. Don't neglect what the don't neglect the wisdom that the Most High has given you and the men around you. That the men around you are getting, right? Don't neglect the gift of prophecy, man. Because not everybody has that gift. And when the Lord bless you to get the understanding, you should partake in that.
That's right. Let's get another precept. Right, let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 100 and verse 3, to show you who the sheep are. This is why we go from verse to verse to verse to verse, precept upon precept, right? Because the Bible explains itself. Right? We're not like the pastor in your local Sunday church who's going to read you one verse for 3 hours and sweat and play music, right? And play the drums. So we're linking up the Bible with verses to explain who the sheep are. Let's go to Psalms chapter 100 and verse 3.
Psalms chapter 100 and verse 3. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him and bless his name. For the Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations. Come. 100 verse 3. Know ye not that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture.
See that? We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Who wrote the Psalms? David, right? What was David? An Israelite. So he said, we, the brothers that's reading this, we are the sheep of his pasture, right? So when the Lord tells us to feed the flock, we have to come out here and teach the sheep. Right? Let's go to Jeremiah 3 and 15. Right? 3 and 15. And this is something you can only get from your people. Right? You can't get this from the world. No matter how many episodes of Jeopardy you watch, how many college degrees you get, Alex Trebek and your professor, they're not going to feed you with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is not a degree in engineering or physics. Right? That is secular knowledge. Right? It may be profitable at times, but this is not. This is profitable for your soul. So let's get Jeremiah 3 and 15.
Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
So this is what we have to feed our people with. We don't have to guess. We have to literally give you, our people, the commandments. Show you the breakdowns of the Bible. Everything that's been hidden from you for ages and ages, man. That they don't bring out. Joel Osteen, like we say every week, He's not going into the Bible and breaking it down. T.D. Jakes, when the last time brother saw T.D. Jakes open up the scriptures and go through it and break it down? He's not doing that, man. He's on Oprah, right? He's on Dr. Phil, right? He has his own, he's writing books, bestsellers, but he's not opening up the Bible, huh? He's supposed to be the top pastor to represent all the so-called black people, right? But he never opens up the scriptures. Or Reverend Al Sharpton. When does the Reverend open up the Bible? When did he go on national TV? I'm going to show you what y'all got to do as Israelites. Let me go to the book of Isaiah. He never did that, man. They got the screen, the teleprompter, what they wrote for him to say to pacify you, right? And keep you docile. Next time they murder your people, they send in Al Sharpton and keep everybody docile and sleep. Man. Then they bring Big Mama up, man, and say, just forgive. Right? They always bring somebody's auntie up and somebody's mother up and tell you, just calm down. Right? But we have to open up the Bible and explain what it's actually saying.
I'm not sure if brothers remember when Donald Trump was running for president, he had the two women who was up there. I think they were Cookie and Hennessy or something like that. What was their names? Silk and Diamond. Silk and Diamond, man. To try to get the so-called black vote, man. That's what they do. Right? This is a strategic strategy that they do to try to win you over. Right? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 23. We're going to go to verse 2. Right? Jeremiah 23 and verse 2. Right? This isn't a accident. Right? Think back in slavery times, man. What they do, they got the older slave to try to get you and condition you to the ways of being on the plantation, man. But we coming from that mind frame, man. We getting out of that mind state of being docile and accepting everything that the so-called white man says, and we're doing thus saith the Lord in these last days. Shalom, King. Right, Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord. Right, we're being scattered through all these philosophies, Christianity, Catholicism, everything against what the Lord has told us, man. Our people are so destroyed that they didn't even realize that they destroyed. And that's a good-ass job right there to be destroyed like that. Right, that's probably one of the most intricate brainwashing, what do they call it when they brainwash you and you love your oppressor? What's that called? Stockholm syndrome, man. This is the most worst Stockholm syndrome I've ever seen, man. Right, you're so lost in the world that you want to get a vaccine that they haven't even ran clinical trials on. Right, you the clinical trial. Right, people breaking out at highs, dying left and right, swelling up, man. These adverse effects, they on you because you don't want to hearken to the Lord. Right, verse 3. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them. Right, and that remnant is very small, man, because Israel is numbered like the sands of the sea, according to Hosea 1 and 10. Right, we're everywhere. And that small remnant is going to come back to finding out that they're Israel from their respective tribes. They're going to serve the Lord wholeheartedly. I have driven them, and I will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord. Right? And those shepherds are being set up. Right? You go out on the highways and byways, you see men outside teaching the people, right? Reading, thus saith the Lord, not speaking of their own belly. Right? Those are the shepherds that the Most High is setting up in these last days. Right? Pray that the Most High sets up more shepherds. I love to see more camps, man. It means we're getting closer to the end because the word is running out like a flood.
That's right. So this is all because the Lord said through the Apostle Peter, feed the flock of God. Let's go to Job 34 and 3. Right? We have to feed the flock, right? With knowledge and wisdom and understanding. Not with philosophies, right? We're not going to come up and tell you to bow down to a rock, right? Or just follow vain words. We're going through the scriptures and opening up your understanding. Let's go to Job 34 and 3. I'm not sure. See that?
Job chapter 34 and verse 3. For the ear trieth words as the mouth tasteth meat.
Read that again, Baba.
For the ear trieth words as the mouth tasteth meat.
See that? So the ear tries words as the mouth tasteth meat. So when we feed you a knowledge and understanding, is it going to your actual stomach? Where does it go? Your mind. So your mind is what? Your spiritual belly. Your ear try words and you perceive understanding like your mouth tastes meat. You can taste test different meat and say, well, that's chicken, or that tastes like venison, or that tastes like beef. This is good food, this is bad food. Just like your ears or your mind can taste the words that brothers are bringing out and say, I can't vibe with that. That doesn't make sense to my spirit. I don't feel that. I don't relate to that. That makes sense, brothers. Understand that? So your ear is your spiritual mouth that enter into your belly, which is your mind. But when we feed you with actual food, it goes to your literal mouth, down to your literal belly. Knowledge and wisdom goes to your spiritual mouth, to your spiritual belly. God? So when we feeding you, again, you have to perceive it, all right, and understand it. Let's go to another precept. You have something? Let's go to Sirach chapter 36 and 18. All right. So you're taste testing, we're feeding you, right? And it's going straight to your belly. All right. Sirach chapter 36 and 17. 18.
Sirach chapter 36 and verse 18. The belly devoureth all meat, yet is one meat better than another.
Right.
As the palate tastes the diverse kinds of venison, so doeth an heart of understanding false speeches.
See that your palate's like your palate is your mouth, your taste buds. And you can taste and know what type of meat you eat. Different types of venison. You have different types of deer, whitetail, what's another heart, fallow deers, right? You have different types of deer. You can say, hold on, this not this kind of deer. All right. Yeah, right. What you say, brother? Yeah, reindeer. You got all different types of deer, man. And your palate can understand and discern what deer is what. Just like your mind can discern what's false speeches and what's righteous speeches. What's knowledge and understanding and what's BS. You know when a brother lying to you, man. Right? You know when if we came out here and said, yeah, man, the Lord is a white man and we're Chinese people. You like, what the hell? Right? You're tasting. They said that don't taste right. You're gonna spit that out. You don't retain that in your mind. But things that are profitable to you, you retain that in your belly. Right? So the sheep out here, we're feeding them directly to what? To their mind, that they can understand it and sup with it and digest it. All right, you got something else? All right, so we can go back to 1 Peter chapter 5. The Lord said, feed the flock of God. Feed the flock. That's a commandment. Right? It's not a suggestion. It's not where you can do what you want to do. Men are required to feed the flock. Right? So let's go back to that.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 3.
2 again.
Verse 2. Feed the flock of God which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint.
It's like taking the oversight means what? Right? Being an overseer. You understand? Making sure things are done the right way. Checking on brothers' spirits. Making sure everybody's getting edified. Right? That's what it means to take the oversight. Be a watchman. You understand? Be your brother's keeper. Make sure the flock is being fed. If you got sheep out there, you're not feeding them, they're going to starve. And guess what? That's on your head. You're going to be responsible for the massive death of the sheep that you wasn't taking care of. You got to feed them. You got to share them. Every shepherd knows that, right? So shepherds in the Bible, you have to constantly check on the sheep. You don't have one shepherd, he just check on one sheep all day. And the other sheep, all hell is breaking loose. He's constantly checking on all of the sheep and making sure making sure that things are being done in a righteous manner. So you have to take the oversight, right? You have responsibilities. Just like your family. You have to take oversight for your household and your family, You got to put food on the table. You got to make sure bills are paid, rent is paid. You got to make sure you get, things are functioning, your car is running, things are taken care of, the lights are on, the water's running. Make sure people's spirit is right. You're teaching them the word of God. You're not letting your kids go out and be influenced by false teachings and worldly people, things that are unprofitable. You literally have to stand up as a man and take the oversight and guide your house according to the Most High. Otherwise, you're going to let this world guide you. Right? You're going to let TV guide your house, right? You're going to let the 6 o'clock news guide your house. And these kids that's no good in the streets, all they do is smoke weed in Baltimore and pop willies, right? That's all they do. You're going to let them guide your house? No, you guide your house as a man, right? Every man should know that.
God. So let me back on what the brother said. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6. Right? Our name is the watchman for Israel, but every man's supposed to be a watchman in Israel, man. You're supposed to be. That's your job. That's what the Most High set you up to be. Right? You're a warrior for the Lord. And you got to be watching over your people. right? Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Yea, ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Right? You're not supposed to shut your mouth when it comes to this truth. You're supposed to be getting on people's nerves about this truth. You're supposed to beat it in their head, right? Until they know, man, here he comes. Let me prepare myself to hear what he's about to say now. Right? You're supposed to boast the name of the Lord to everybody that you meet. Right? Let your light shine. And if you're not doing that, right, the blood is on your hands. And the Lord's gonna require it at you. Right? If Naquam going off and I don't say nothing, I gotta hold that that's gonna be held accountable to me. That blood is on me. If I know this brother got a real bad smoking demon and I don't say nothing or rebuke him or correct him, it's just as like I got a real bad smoking demon. Right? This brother know that I got a pork demon. I got a pork demon. Right? And he don't say nothing to me, it's just as bad as him eating pork, man. So that's the purpose of being watchman, man. So you can get the blood off your hands. So you don't die in the inequity that you see your people committing. Because if you see it and you don't do it, you got hate for your brother, man. Right? If I know you're doing something and you're going to die for it and I don't say nothing, I hate you. And we know that I'm a murderer. We know that no murderer has eternal life, man. So don't live the life as a murderer, man. Right? Reprove your people. Get those sins off you.
And that's part of the law, right? Leviticus 19 and 17. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. That's like you see a car coming, a big Mack truck coming, and your kid is out there in the streets and you don't say nothing. Well, they got to deal with it, right? You're 18, you're 19, right? See if you can get out the way. No, you got to yell, man. And you can't say, hey, here's a truck coming. Hey, you see that truck out there? Get out the way. You can't shoot them a text, right? Don't leave a voicemail. They'll say, hey, it's a truck, right? You got to save their life, man. So this is what we do when we teach our people. We're saving your life by letting you know who you are in the Bible as an Israelite and God's commandments that you can be delivered, man. Right? If we don't come out and say nothing, where you going to get it from? The TV, right? You're going to be on Instagram. Then you're going to find out who you are in the Bible. You're going to learn the commandments. No, you're going to get on World Star and check it out. Is it on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook? Is your high school friend from Facebook from 1985 going to go up and show you who you are in the Bible? Right? It don't work like that, man. The Lord sent his servants out in the last days to proclaim knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And if we don't warn you, guess what? We're going to be destroyed. Right? Let me get that in Ezekiel chapter 33. Right? Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 33 and 1. So we have to take the oversight thereof. Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter, and let's go to verse 1. Ezekiel chapter 33 and 1. Right? And it reads, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, right, I want everybody to get there. Right? Ezekiel chapter 33 and 1. It reads, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. And that's a literal job in the ancient times. When war was about to happen and you saw the enemy coming in, you had men that are your modern day security. They sat upon the walls, and if they saw cavalry, archers, tank, whatever, ancient tanks, which are chariots coming in, they would take their trumpet, like we got the shofar, and they would blow it. And everybody would know, okay, it's danger coming, right? Destruction is coming. And they will have to prepare themselves. Now they can say, well, I hear the trumpet, I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna be destroyed, man. But the people that take heed to the man that blow the trumpet, they say, okay, I gotta get myself together. Like if the fire alarm kicked off right now, man. People, you got certain people, I ain't that bad. That might just be a drill. Other people, I got to get my stuff. Guess what? When the fire come in, those people who said it's just a drill, they're gonna get burnt alive, man. And you can't say, well, I didn't know. You had the whole alarm blowing your ears out, man. So you either have to take heed to the warning by the watchman, or you don't take heed to the warning. If you don't take heed, that's on you, right? So we can go back to 1 Peter, right? So it says, feed the flock of God, so I can, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. Do brothers know what filthy lucre is? Filthy lucre is what? Filthy lucre is what? Money. Lucre is wealth and money. So God is telling our people to feed the flock, but don't be like these pastors, right? When we pass around a collection plate 10 times. If you love God, give your money up. Will a man rob God? Right? Have y'all seen us pass around a collection plate? No, man. Brothers kind of didn't want to say nothing, huh? Brother kind of, like we strong arming brothers, huh? No, we don't pass around a collection plate, huh? Right? We're not going around and begging you for your money, man. That's what filthy lucre is. When your pastor pull up in a Jaguar, right, and you're getting off the bus, you have to take 3 buses to get to church, but your pastor got a new Benz every week. He got a fresh outfit on, nice Rolex. Where's he getting that from, huh? All that money you giving him, huh? He telling you it's for the church air conditioner, or they doing a fundraiser, and the church is running well, huh? He got the thermometer up there, right? And then he got the numbers up there. Here's our goal, right? And then he telling your grandmother, we need 10% of your paycheck. Get eating up her Social Security, man, right? She's thinking, I'm going to go without for the pastor, right? And the pastor said, if you love God, you're going to give up this money. And guess what? People are giving up thousands of dollars. Creflo Dollar got a $62 million private jet. For what, man? And he's telling you don't have to keep the commandments. He said, if you keep the 10 commandments, you're a sin. That's what he said, man. There's videos of him, and you can't trust no man named Creflo Dollar. But there's videos of him running around in his money, man. You saw that? It was literally him and this other guy, I can't remember his name, but they literally running around in the money. People are coming up just throwing money at them. They kind of rolling around. You saw that? Yeah, at the pulpit, man. So you can't be for filthy lucre's sake. Then you should be teaching this word to get paid, right? You should do this for the love of your people, right? To save their life, man.
Let's go to Revelation chapter 3 and 14, right? Because these 7 churches are back here in these last days, man. Right? You got Israelite churches that pass around the collection plate. They press you out for donations. Right? The same thing that's going on in the Christian churches happening in Israel too, man. Right? You got false brethren coming in unaware, man. Right? People coming in just to get a name for themselves, just to get paid. Right? I'm gonna use this church to pay my bills. That's right. Yeah, that's real off, man. Right? This is Revelations 3 and 14. And unto the church, and unto the angel of the church of the Laodiceans, write these things, saying the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of Yahweh. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert hot or cold. Right? So these are these lukewarm brothers, man. These brothers who say they in the truth, right? They don't have the fringes on, right? Their beard is there 1 week, then it's shaved, right? They don't know any commandments. They just come out to eat and drink. We had a brother come to the school, ain't come out for weeks, came to the school just to eat. It was causing a ruckus, man. Yeah, we about to throw him out on his head, man. Right? So you got to watch these brothers, right? Verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth, because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. Right? Your riches ain't going to do nothing in the day of the Lord's vengeance, man. This is just paper, man. Right? You rip up a $20 bill, it's just pay. It's something that you use to light a grill with now. Right? This money holds no weight. Right? People think that money is important, man. It's a defense, but that's all it is. It's just a defense for a certain time, man. We're sparing up riches and our treasure in heaven right now. Right? Getting the understanding. Right? Getting this oil. We being those wise virgins in these last days. Right? Y'all not sitting in here for no reason, man. You getting this understanding so you can walk outside of here and apply the scriptures in your everyday life. And that's what you do when you read. That's what you do when you get counsel, when you talk to brothers. You storing up that oil because you never know when you're going to need it. Right? I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich in white raiment. Right? So you got to go to the Lord to get tried in the fire to be as gold, man. right? That little bit of money that you holding on to, we were just talking about that earlier, right? A brother, what was it? The Pocket, right? We just saw that the brother, the Pocket, passed away, unfortunately, right? You can't use brothers like that, man. That's off, man. Because you know a brother got money, man. Don't call him the Pocket. I know everybody heard about that. Oh, y'all see, y'all got to get in tune with this Israelite stuff going on, man. But yeah, he passed away, man. They was using the brother for his money, man. Right, saying they don't need nothing. Right, they rich, and they don't even know that they wretched, man.
That's right. Awful. Now you got, speaking of wretched, there's the video I was talking about. If you want to look it up on your own, with the brother dancing for the money, it's called "You Called This the Gospel" by Wretched TV. See that now? You know we don't have no big projector up there, but if you want to look it up on your own, see the man kind of dancing in the money, man. They kind of just throwing money on stage, and he said, "Look, if you want the word of the Most High God, just pay me up." And guess how many people? You think it's only 20 people in that church? No, these mega churches hold over like 10,000 people, man. So he kind of, he's doing his thing, man. And people think that God is going to bless them for giving their pastor $300,000. Look at him. Look at him. He's excited. Right? Go up and touch that money if you want to, man. There are certain churches you can't go to the building if you don't know what an ATM is. They have actual ATMs. They say, look, you know what an ATM is? No, this is my first time. Look, you got to go in the back of the line. Right? But if you know what an ATM is, you know about that. They'll kind of bring you up front. Right? And then you have priorities. You get privileges in this thing. See that? So he's actually dancing for the money, man. Right? So riches, and true riches, according to the Bible, let's go to Genesis chapter 13. You think paper is riches? Who put the value on this paper? The so-called white man. If I take 1,000 pounds of $20 bills and 1,000 pounds of $100 bills, it's going to be worth, again, according to what you want it to be worth. It weighs the same. You understand? Let's go to Genesis chapter 13. Yeah, that's bad. That's a bad video, man.
Then they get reproved by Edomite.
Yeah, then Esau get on. Yeah, you see that? This is Genesis chapter 13 and 1. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with them into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle and silver and in gold. So that's true wealth. Gold, silver, land, cattle, right? Of course, Abraham had land because he had cattle, right? Was Abraham rich because he had pieces of paper? No, they can drop the value of that anytime they want. Say, look, we're not using the dollar no more. What if they came out and said, tomorrow we're not using the dollar? Right? What are you going to do, man? Right? They say we're going to make a new currency. So all of that is worthless. But gold always has value. Silver always has value. Land, animals, cattle, livestock, servants, right? Abraham was so rich, he had an army, right? People talk about Jay-Z, and he got, where's Jay-Z? He don't have an army. Abraham, your forefather, had his own moving army. Not security guards, an army of men. You know how much it takes to accommodate these men? You have to have sleeping arrangements. You got to feed these men. They have families. Give them weapons. You have to train them. So that's true wealth, man. You don't see these top billionaires with their own private army, right? With gold. Well, some of these guys have gold, right? They tell them you turn in your gold, we'll give you paper for your gold, right? People, I got to turn in all of my gold, right? You fool. You turned in all of your gold and all of your stuff for pieces of paper. Those are Federal Reserve notes. Those are debt notes, right? It tells you that straight up on the paper, right? Printed by the Federal Reserve, which is not a part of the government. My brother's got to look into that stuff, right?
Let's go to Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 4. Right? Dancing for money in the church of God, man, that don't even sound right, man. That's how you know these pastors are full of it, man. Right? If you dancing in money, talking about the word of God, you full of it, man. The Lord not dealing with you. Right? Proverbs 11 and 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. Right? So your money, your gold, your 401k, your stocks and bonds, your hedge funds, all that means nothing, man. All that is going to be burnt up when the society gets burnt up, man. Right? Don't depend on this money to sustain you, man. Man should not live off bread alone. Right? Your righteousness is going to deliver you, man. Right? What you doing right now, keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, the faith, right? Isn't that what Luke 18 and 7 and 8 says? I mean, so like Luke 18, right? It says that when he comes to the earth, is he going to find faith? That's what's going to deliver you. How much faith you have, right? Your works are going to deliver you, man. If any man's work is going to abide when the fire comes, he going to be saved, man. Remember that story, the three little pigs when we was younger? Right? You should be building your house with bricks, man. Spiritual bricks should be storing up your house right now, man. Right? You shouldn't be building it with straw, depending on money, right? It's nice to have a little bit of change here and there, man, but that only goes but so far, man. Esau can say the money doesn't mean nothing. Right? Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 7. And where I want to start at? We can start at verse 17. Right? Let's go to Ezekiel 7 and 15. So we can start at 14. Right? Ezekiel chapter 7 and 14. They have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. And that's what all the camps are doing, man. We blowing that trumpet, getting you ready for the spiritual battle that's coming, man. The battle within yourself, where you want to deal with Esau coming at you like a madman, right? Your own people who are going to sell you out. We getting you ready for the battle, right? The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. Right? This is going to the end times, man, for those that don't repent. Right? If you don't come back to the Lord, you're going to die from the sword, famine, or pestilence. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, man. The Lord don't have no cut cards, man. He going to lay you down with something. He going to laugh at your calamity. Imagine you got 100 Edomites running at you with AK-47s and the Lord laughing at you. Right? That's what's happening if you're not repentant. But they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valley, all of them mourning, every one for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all heads. Right? You're going to be in mourning. They're going to be in mourning, man. Imagine all the death you're going to see. Right? The Lord said there's going to be so much blood is going to come to the horse's bridle, man. Horses about this tall, man, when they are all four. That's a lot of blood right there, man. You're going to be mourning. You're going to be ripping your clothes off, right, for all the iniquities you've done. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Right? So gold and silver can be your stumbling block to your iniquity, man, to your death and destruction, man. Right? The love of money is the root of all evil, man. So you got to check your spirit, man. Once you see money, you see people's mouths start watering up, saliva running down. That's a stumbling block to the wicked, man. That's a very bad stumbling block right there. Right? So don't be like the church of the Laodiceans, man. That's the last thing you want to do is let money be your stumbling block. And that goes to the Israelite churches who's watching this as well.
God. Yeah, and you have brothers that have money in the truth, but they were righteous with their money, man. Joseph of Arimathea, right? He was a very rich man. Let's go to Matthew chapter 27 real quick. Let's actually talk about it. We'll put the scripture on it, right? You have brothers that had money, they had wealth, but they used it for what? For righteousness, man. They wasn't out there. You got these brothers, they buy strip clubs, right? They invest in, you got people, I think LeBron James, he got a school, right? That's a good thought. But that curriculum is not the truth. The curriculum that's enforced in that school is going to be the same thing that he learned growing up, right? Which is what? Vanity. Stuff that's unprofitable to these young children. Dr. Umar Johnson, supposedly, he's supposed to have a school, right? But that was for years. Been asking for money for that school for years. And guess what? They're not going to teach you who you are in the Bible in these schools, huh? Right? So the money that you do have, it should be used to benefit the ministry of the Lord, right? Or use it in for profitable things. I'll say that, right? You got these athletes, you catch them in the club, they in a strip club, right? They got the incentive money from their contract, throwing it in a strip club at women, right? That's off, man, right? You can take that money and do things profitable with it for the Lord. But let's go to that. You got that, King? Of Matthew 27 and 52. You know what I want? Let me see. I'm gonna find it. Matthew chapter 27, and let's go to verse.
Oh, Joseph ever said.
Yeah.
I got it.
57, I believe. Yeah, 57.
Matthew chapter 27, verse 57. When the even was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea named Joseph, who also himself was Yahushua's disciple. He went to Pilate and begged the body of Yahushua. Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And when Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out of the rock. And he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre and departed.
See that? See what he did with his money? Right? He bought the Lord a grave. Right? He bought him a nice sepulchre to lay the Lord's body in when he was crucified. A very rich man. And he did a dangerous thing, man. He went and asked for the body of the Lord off the cross. He begged for the body. And if brothers don't understand that's dangerous, let's say your brother gets, put to death for let's say he's been charged for murder, right? And they just gave him lethal injection or death by firing squad or whatever the case may be. And you go to the man who just killed him and say, I need his body. Look what you need his body for, man. Or do you know this guy? What, are you a murderer too? They're going to bring you in for questioning, man. So it's a dangerous thing. They're going to look at you like an accomplice, right? To go to the actual governor, the so-called white man, Pontius Pilate, who just murdered the Lord and said, can I get the body of the Lord, man? So with his money, he actually bought a tomb. I got another precept. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I was going to show how it's dangerous. Right, let's go to Matthew chapter 26, and we can start at verse 28. Right? It says, but Peter followed him afar off unto the high priest's palace and went in and sat with the servants to see the end. Right? Yeah, Matthew 26 and verse 58. Matthew 26, 58. Right, that's how you know what Peter was right there with the Lord through everything. He even sat in the back with the servants so he wouldn't even be seen. Right? And what happened when the lady said, wasn't you with that man? Denied 3 times, man. That's how dangerous it was. Right, to put emphasis on it.
Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 17 and 27. Remember the Lord, what crime was the Lord charged with? Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Brothers, no? Treason. The Lord was crucified not because he was a nice guy. We're going to kill the Lord Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Right? We're just going to murder him for no reason. The Roman Empire, they charged him with what? Treason. Because they said that he made himself a king. Right? The Jews charged him with blasphemy. The Roman Empire put him to death for it. That's a capital punishment. Right? If you were in Rome back then and you called yourself king, and he never walked around saying he was king. Right? But that's the punishment that they gave the Lord, treason, and they crucified him. Right? So again, he didn't, a lot of people don't know that the politics behind the Lord's death, man. Right? The so-called white man jammed him up, the Romans, jammed up a so-called black man and murdered him unjustly. Same thing that happens every day. Right? That's how you know this relates to us, man. Right? Because the same thing the Lord went through, we go through. The brother just got murdered, had his steel in his neck, George Floyd. You got the young brother, Dwayne Wright. Is that his name? Dwayne Wright, man. He was murdered, man. The Lord is a so-called black man. He was murdered. Pontius Pilate whipped him and scourged him like he was on a plantation. When you read the scriptures, he hung up the Lord and started whipping his back in. That don't happen to so-called white people. That don't happen to Chinese people, man. When the last time a so-called white man was being hung up and bore false witness on and got murdered, right? And got his back beat in. All right, it don't happen to those people, man. It happened to our people. He was hung on a tree too, the scriptures tell you, which is a cross. So let's get another precept about this brother in 2 Samuel, what call it?
21.
17 and 27. This brother helped out King David. He had a lot of wealth, and this is what he did with his wealth.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 17, and verse 27. And it came to pass when David was come to Mahanaim, that Shobi, the son of Nahash of Rabbah, the children of Ammon, and Machir, the son of Amel of Labadar, and Barazai, the Gileadite of Ragalim, brought beds and basins and earthen vessels, and wheat, and barley, and flour, and parched corn, and beans, and lentils, and parched pulse, and honey, and butter, and sheep, and cheese of kind for David, and for the people that were with him to eat. For they said, the people is hungry, and weary, and thirsty in the wilderness.
See, that King David was out there thirsty and hungry and about to die in the wilderness. You had this brother Barzillai said, I got you, man. I'm going to take my wealth. And this stuff ain't cheap, man. Right? They bought him corn, earthen vessels, wheat, flour, lentils, all types of stuff, man. Because they said David got to eat, man. Right? So, you know, what do our people like? What do you do with your wealth, man? Right? What do you do with your wealth? Because these brothers, with their wealth, they use it to help out our forefathers, man. Help out David, help out the Lord. And this man, Barzillai, was an older man too. He was like 80 years old, man. And he was wealthy. And guess what? He took care of his own people. You know? So we can go back to 1 Peter chapter 5. So we're not saying it's wicked to have money, right? Like the brother said, the scriptures tell you money is a defense, right? And it tell you money answer all things in Ecclesiastes. Money answer all things, but you can't make that money your God, right? You can't worship that. So like the Lord said, you cannot serve God and mammon in Matthew chapter 6:24. On down.
Right. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 3. Neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being ensamples to the flock.
Yeah. And you can't be a lord over the heritage. Meaning we can't be out telling brothers, shut up. Right? Don't you know I'm Amos? That's off, man. You know I'm taller than you. Right? You see me. Right? I have dominion over you. You gotta run away from brothers like that, man. They kind of grabbing you up, sit down. Right? You can't have dominion over the flock. You know? Power tripping. That's what they call it.
Lordship.
Yeah, right.
Verse 4.
Quick point, Salaki King. And the Lord, he was the king. Let's go to Matthew chapter 23 and 12. Right? He actually washed the apostles' feet. That's how humble he was. Humility goes a long way. Matthew chapter 23 and 12. Right? Humility goes a long way. You don't want to be a super proud brother, man. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You think you don't got to talk to nobody. Everybody that's off, man. Right? Matthew chapter 20. Or you can't take correction. That's being proud too. Somebody try to correct you when you're doing wrong. No, I don't got to listen to you. I got it all figured out. And you know you're in the wrong, but you can't confess that you're wrong. That's a proud spirit. Right? Matthew chapter 23 and 12. And whosoever, I'll start at 11. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. And he that humble himself shall be exalted. So if you're a humble person, the Lord is going to exalt you. Meaning a lowly brother. You're not boasting about what you got on, boasting about how long you've been in the truth, how much knowledge you have, right? That's not what this thing is about, man. The Lord even said in Sirach chapter 3, 19 on down.
Sirach chapter 3, I'm going to start at 17. Sirach chapter 3, Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 and verse 17. My son, go on with thy business in meekness, so shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Right? So the Lord is only dealing with the meek and the lowly. Right? Look at Moses. He was the meekest man on earth. The Most High exalted him above all. Right? People trembled at the name of Moses, man. Right? You may not say, but you know they did. They knew the wonders that the Lord did for Israel. Right? What did it say? Moses would be like a god and Aaron would be like the prophet. Right? Imagine hearing that. You hearing about LeBron James just slew 100,000 people. You're gonna be like, damn, LeBron's coming, man. Right. Now let me be on my P's and Q's. Right? That's how it is. Man. Remember Kimbo Slice? How he put fear in people like that? Imagine that times a million. That's how our forefathers was rolling. They was always humble and lowly. Look at David. David was giving out flagons of wine and bread to the people in the streets. And he was the king over Israel. Right? You got to remain lowly and humble in all that you do, in all your business. Don't exalt yourself. Right? It's okay to joke around and view about, with your brothers. Like I tell Naquam, I give him 40 points or something like that. Well, I'm not saying I'm exalting myself, but right, but you got to be humble, man. Right? Let another man boast in you or praise you, like the scriptures say, not out their own mouth.
Proverbs 27:2. Right? Yeah, you got brothers saying, I'm the SHIT. I'm that guy. You can't see me. I'm number one. I'm the top. You got men saying, I'm God. You got people saying that. Right? You got people walking around saying that they're actually Jesus Christ. And they got 30,000 people following. Right? They're doing magic tricks. They're moving to Africa. Right? They're doing all types of stuff, right? Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 2. Let another man praise thee and not thine own mouth, a stranger and not thine own lips. So if a brother's great at something, guess what? Hey, let another brother say that you're great. You don't have to say that, man. You don't have to walk around. You can be actually talented, man, and have a high level of skill. But you don't have to, I'm the best at so-and-so. Lord, let another brother say that. Yeah, this brother, and you kind of do this. I mean, I'm all right. Right? You don't gotta let this Amos, he's nice at basketball. Then Amos say, yeah, I know. Say it loud. That's off, man. Right? You might say, hey man, I'm all right. This is what it is. Are you hoop? Then you kind of go on the court like, hey man, giving brothers buckets and the brother don't say nothing, man. Right? They got this brother Kawhi Leonard. He don't say much in the league, man. He kind of shut up, man. He kind of ball on the court, but he don't say nothing, man. Right? You don't want to be who was proud in sports, man. Damn T.O. Damn T.O. doing this on the logo, man. You got people taking pins out the sock and signing footballs. I don't know if brothers remember that. Right? You had the dude taking the pin out of the sock, signing footballs. Somebody took a cell phone out, man. It was on the phone.
Flip phone.
Yeah, flip phone. You had a brother, Shannon Sharp. He put up the phone and said, these guys need help. Is that being humble?
Get the Coast
Get
Guard.
the president, get the Coast Guard on the line. Is that being humble, man? You pretend you talk to the president. These guys can't stop me. No, man. And you kind of score your touchdown. Hey, man, it is, Barry Sanders used to do that. He kind of scored, kind of just hand the ball to the right. They kind of keep it moving.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald. That's he a huge example of being humble. Right. He the best. He one of the best wide receivers to ever play.
Right.
Don't never hear him boast of himself.
Right.
You want about the precept?
No.
Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Right. Come on.
2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 30. If I must needs glory, I will glory of the things which concern mine infirmities.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Right. Let's go to Philippians chapter 2 and verse 2. Right. Philippians chapter 2 and verse 2. Right. All Israel should be in the business of being meek and humble, man. Right. You slaves in this land, man. What you got to be boastful about, man? Right. You under the so-called white man, man. What you boasting for? Right. He's the one who gave you a little bit of money, your good jobs. You still your stimulus check. You still got to answer to him, man. We in no position to be boastful or to be proud, man. Right? That's what the Lord hates, man. He hates a proud, poor man, man. Right? It says, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory. Right? And you're gonna know when it's done out of strife and vainglory, because the Lord gonna bring it to naught. Right? It's gonna be nothing. It's gonna be etched and cast to the dirt instantly. Right? People who leave camps to start their own camps to be seen of men. Right? The best camps are the camps without the camera. Right? That's where the most edification go. That's where the most people come up to hear the word. Right? Things done in vainglory, the Lord hates it, man. But in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. Right? I'm gonna always big up the brothers, man, because brothers big up me, right? I can't take it for myself. If you say something good about me, I'm gonna do it 2 times more than you, man. And that's how you're supposed to be, man. Right? You're supposed to exhort your brother, right? If Naquam say something good about me, well, brother, you was on fire doing this and that. That's how it's got to be in Israel, man. Exhorting one another to the next level, man.
That's right, man. So we have to examine ourselves and make sure we're moving in the spirit. Right? You got something else? So let's go back to 1 Peter chapter 5. You don't want to be known as a proud brother, right? Nobody want to hang around that guy, man, all the time, right? He mocking what you got on. He counting money, right? You got people that hold money to their phone. I mean, yes, I'm talking money, man. The Lord not dealing with that, man. They got money all up and down their sleeve, right? Let's bring that up.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elders. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility, for Yahweh resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble.
Yeah, meaning you have order in this thing, right? Everything has order, right? Your job has order. You have a supervisor, then he got a man above him. He might have a top manager. Then you might have what else? The CEO, right? There's order to these things, man. You might have the guy that trained you on a job. Now, in its truth, you got order too, right? That's where we have, a system of ranks. You have captains. You have the whole brothers know the whole nine, right? Officers, soldiers, things like that. Prospects, brothers, members, whatever the case may be. You have to have order. Everything has to have order, right? So the younger has to submit themselves to the elder, right? And it says, yea, all of you be clothed with humility. So you should make sure that's the outfit that you have on. Not your actual outfit, right? That you boast in, but your spiritual outfit. You're literally clothed with humility, meaning brothers should see a humble brother, right? We got brothers older than us. We're young, right? The elders, he's older, he's older than my dad, huh? Right? His brothers are older than us, right? But these brothers are humble, right? And you got brothers that's younger than us, those brothers are humble, man. So we have a order to everything, right? And that's real humble. You understand, to have an older man and then he's learning from younger men, right? That's a humble thing. You have something, brother?
This book of 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 3. Talk no more exceeding proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For the Lord thy God, for the Lord is a God. Knowledge and actions are weighed by him.
Yeah, for the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. Right? You see that? See that? So you don't want to talk exceedingly proud. You want to be clothed with humility, because the Lord gives grace to the humble. Right? Meaning, if you may fall short and may commit a sin, but the Lord may forgive you because you're a humble brother. But if you're proud, the Most High may not give you that grace. He might jam you up immediately, right? Right? But if you're a humble brother, you'll get that grace. You'll get that forgiveness.
Verse 6.
I got precept. Let's go to the book of Numbers, chapter 16. Right? Let's show you this. Numbers chapter 16. All right. But your brother said, even Moses. All right. Let's go to Numbers chapter 16 and verse 1. All right. This is one of the most infamous stories in the Bible. Accounts. All right. Numbers chapter 16 and 1. The rebellion of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. All right. Let's read it. Numbers chapter 16 and 1. It reads, now Korah, the son of Izar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men, and they rose up before Moses, and certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. So what's going on? If you haven't read the book of Numbers, the Lord set up Moses and Aaron to deliver Israel. They run the stuff. They in charge through the Spirit of the Lord. But now you got these men, and these men they're high in rank too. These are Levites, priests. But what did they do? They took 250 men. Now they're going to rebel against Moses. And these are mighty famous men. And this didn't happen overnight. This thing, it don't tell you how long it took to persuade these 250 men to be on their side, right? But this thing had to be working for weeks. You had an insurrection going on. So let's see what happened. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, yea, take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift you up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. Right? So what they're saying is, look, we all Israelites. What you doing? What you think you running stuff? Who set up Moses and Aaron? The Most High did. Did Moses and Aaron come out of nowhere and say, hey, I think I'm gonna run stuff. I'm a new sheriff in town. No, the Lord set them up. But then you got these men that's coming up against them saying what? What makes you think that you could be in charge? Right? Not understanding that these things are set up by the Lord. Everything is set up by the Lord, right? Man's going to the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? So these men are coming against Moses and Aaron. Who are they really coming up against? The Lord. They're coming against the Lord, right? So let's read on. Imagine you got 250 men coming against you, right? Let's read on. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. Let's say you got 250 men trying to come up against you, or any man. Would you fall upon your face? A lot of men wouldn't do that, right? I'm gonna go get my people, right? Brothers pop the trunk, all types of stuff, man. Right? Hold on, I'm gonna go get that. Right? All types. Moses fell upon his face. That's a humble thing, man. Right? I mean, he bowed down to these men, even though he's right, and the Lord is going to justify him. And he knew that. He said, "The Lord got me, man. Right? I'm gonna do what I got to do, but the Most High is going to handle this." So these men were being proud. They bucked up against the man in charge, and Moses was in charge. Right? You always got brothers that want to be the H. Brothers know HNIC. Right? The head Negro in charge. There's always somebody that want to run something. You might even be at your job, and you got that coworker. He kind of he want to get favor up top. He kind of telling Amos was late today. Would you check out Amos? He's always late, huh? Right? He late again. Where is he at? He's supposed to clock in at 7:30, 7:31. He go up to the supervisor. Hey, where's Amos at? He's normally here. What's going on? Trying to get him out of here, man, so he could be the next man in charge. Right. Have brothers ever went through that at work, man? It's always something, and to be your own people. Try and get you out of there, man. Right? Why does he have that on? Is that company policy? I don't know. What do you think? Right? He writing letters to HR behind your back. He's trying to get you out of there, man. Right? This is what's going on in the ancient times. They're trying to get Moses and Aaron out the way so they can run stuff. Right? But I'm not going to tell you what happened in the rest of this account. You should read it on your own and see what the Lord did to these men. Right? It's a horrible thing that happened to these men for coming up against Moses and Aaron.
Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 5. We're going to go to 1. Right? We're speaking about elders, man. Right? You got to be in subjection to elders, man. Right? Submit yourselves to these elders, the ones who speak in righteousness, man. Right? Not the elders who tell you how to get the cootie cat and all that. However they be talking.
It's my old nasty uncle.
Right.
Right? He got his tongue pierced, and he telling you, what to do, man. Right? Don't listen to him, man. Them guys sitting in front of the corner store in them black crates, right? Drinking some old English. That's not what the Lord is talking about, man. Some Coke 45.
That Jerome for Barton spirit.
They got the snapback with no logo tilted to the side. They got the 2 jackets on, right? Those are not who the Lord is talking about, man.
Right. It says, rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren. Right? So that you can't be rebuking elders, man. Right? We're gonna touch on that. But it says, rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, man. So I'm not going to sit here and rail off on Elder Caleb, call him all types of names and stuff. I'm not going to do that to him because I got to entreat him as a father, man. Right? I got
F you.
Yeah, I can't say F this man or whatever. Right? I have to treat him as a father. Right? And the elder women as mothers, the younger as sisters with all purity. Right? That goes into last week. We was talking about how you look at your sisters, man. You got to look at them with purity. Right? You got to look at them as your sisters, not pieces of meat that you want to devour. Right? And we're going to jump to verse 17. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor. Right? Especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. Right? That's a very heavy scripture, man. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, man. You got elders who've been in this truth 30 plus years, man. You shouldn't say nothing bad about an elder. I don't care what happened, any misconceptions, any arguments. You should not talk bad about an elder, man. Right? as much as we may not like elders, man, we'll never get on here and talk bad about elders, man. Because the scriptures tell you not to, man. They've been laboring longer than you've been alive, man. If it wasn't for them laboring, none of us may have not have come into the truth, man. Right? That's a foolish thing to do, and that's a proud thing to do, man. Don't ever disrespect the elder, man. I'll let you go. Do your thing. All right, come. Verse 18, for the scriptures say, thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn, and the labor is worthy of his reward. Right? So if you got an ox or an ass that's plowing the field, right? He's in the field where he can eat. That's wicked to cover his mouth, man. He can eat while he's working. Right? That's the same thing. You shouldn't muzzle somebody who's out there teaching, man. Verse 19, against an elder receive not an accusation, but before 2 or 3 witnesses, right? So if you hear something crazy about an elder, man, you better make sure you got 2 or 3 witnesses before you bring it up, man. Right. And that's scripture, man. Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every matter be established, man. Right? Let's say that again. Deuteronomy 19, man. Right? So when it comes to the elders, man, you got to walk on thin ice, man. Right? You shouldn't say nothing bad about these elders, man, because they put their lives on the line to wake up Israel, man. Right? It'd be a cold day in hell before, Lord willing, before we start talking about elders like that, man. We may have disagreements, but we ain't never going to do it publicly.
God, let's go to Jude. Let's go to Jude. You got young people, even in the world, beating up old people, man. Right? That's Isaiah the 3rd chapter, 3 and 12 on down. The young will behave themselves dishonorably against the age. You know, smacking old ladies around. You know, man, I'm not even going to tell the story, but things happen, man. You know, so this is the book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse. Let's start at 9. Jude 1. I'll start at 8. Jude chapter 1 and 8. Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities. So you have brothers that speak evil of dignities, man. Can't stand Amos, man. How come Amos up there teaching? I'm not up there teaching. I know more precepts than him. I know more breakdowns than him. I'm gonna take his wife, right? And his son gonna call me dad, and I'm gonna put him in captivity. That's evil, man. Right? That's speaking evil of dignities. You have brothers that did that in the ancient times. That's why it's written, right? Jude is giving you what's happening during his time, man. Right? There's an order that's set up. You got brothers that despise dominion. Meaning what? What does that mean they despise dominion? They don't like authority or order. But your boss, Esau, he'll tell you, hey, do A, B, and C. Yes, boss. And you hustle. And you get it done. You got a brother ask you to do something. Now you're about to fight, man. Because brothers despise dominion. We still got the curses lingering on, man. Speak evil of dignities. Let's read on. Verse 10. But these, it's like in verse 9. Yet Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said the Lord rebuked thee. So the Lord checked Michael. He didn't have to, what it's saying is Michael could have went up to the Most High and said, you see what this man's doing, see what Satan's doing. He's trying to cause confusion and have Israel worship the body and find a sepulchre of Moses so they can worship it forever and ever, right? Moses, he didn't have to bring a railing accusation. He said the Lord rebuked thee, meaning what? He corrected him, right? And rebuked him and told him he was going off, right? Let's read on. But these speak evil of those things which they know not, but what they know naturally as brute beasts, and those things they corrupt themselves. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, right? Because he hated his brother, and ran greedily after the heir of Balaam, right? Because he was covetous for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah. We just read about Korah. So Korah's in the beginning of the Bible and the end of the Bible. And his name is always attached to gainsaying and being proud. Right? And despising dominion, right? You don't want to be a Korah in this thing. Right? The Lord had the earth swallow up and destroy this whole family. And fire came and consumed the 250 men that was with him. Right? That's number 16. You go back to that.
Good. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 7.
Verse 6.
Come 6, I like you. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time.
Yeah, you got to wait for the Lord to exalt you in due time. You can't exalt yourself. You can't come in this truth, be in this thing for 3 to 4 to 5 years, and now you exalted yourself, and now you're the top man. You're the top man in Israel, right? And you the top elder. You've been in this thing for 5 years, and you are elder. Right? We tell brothers, don't even call me an elder. Don't call us elders, man. Right? You know, we have been in this thing over 25 years, 30 years. You understand? But you have been who do what? They'll exalt themselves, man. They might learn a few breakdowns, watch a few videos, right? They learn a few precepts. The Lord said, knowledge puffeth up, right? People that don't know that, then they get a little bit of knowledge and blow up and go to their head, right? Now you can't correct them, you can't tell them nothing, and they know everything. Only been in this thing then 4 years, 5 years, 3 months, 2 months, half a year, right? So the Lord is going to exalt you and put you up when he chooses to, if he chooses to. And if he don't, he don't. And if he do, be humble when the Lord exalts you. You know?
Casting all your care upon him, for he cared for you.
Read that again, Bible.
Casting all your care upon him, for he cared for you.
Let's go to Psalms 55 and 17. What does it mean, casting all your care upon the Lord? Meaning, whatever you're going through, rather stress, depression, financial situations, spiritual things, give it to the Most High. Pray to the Lord about it, man. Cast your burdens upon the Lord, and the Lord will take care of it. You can't do it by yourself, man. Right? Because the Most High has you in that situation. A lot of brothers get themselves jammed up in situations and they stress themselves out. They sweating. They up late at night calculating bills and expenses. How am I going to get this paid? How am I going to get this done? Then my son got to do this. Then my wife needs this. And they bugging out, man. Instead of doing what? Praying to the Most High. Giving it to the Lord, man. All right, let's go to Psalms 55 and 17. I believe that's one. Is that what I want?
That's like 16. Psalms 55 and 16. As for me, I will call upon Yahweh, and the Lord shall save me. Evening and morning, and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my cry.
Go to 22. So
Verse 22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved.
See that? You cast your burden upon the Lord. That's the beautiful thing about praying, right? You can have petitions when you pray and ask the Lord to what? Get you out of a situation, to help, to correct you, to move you in the right path. And the Lord is he'll sustain you, man. Like if your son, he carrying something too heavy, you think the father gonna sit there and say, hey, we got to deal with it. No, hey, look, let me get that for you, man. Then the son is relieved. He carrying all this weight on his back, all of this stuff he carrying in the house. Any righteous father is going to kind of help him with that burden. Take that load off of him, man. How much, if you would do that for your earthly son, how much more the Most High? Right? So the burdens that you're dealing with, the Most High take that off of you, man. So that's the beautiful thing about prayer. Brothers should always be praying. We just read that David, he prayed, what, evening, morning, and noon. I will cry aloud and the Lord will hear me. Our people, again, they only pray over your food. Or you might pray when you need it, when you need to get out of a jam, you're jammed up. All right, rent due. You need that parking spot, right? That clothes, you're trying to get the last outfit. Oh, please just get me out this situation just this one time. Then you go back and keep doing what you was doing, man. You only pray to the Lord when you need something and when you get out of something, right? You don't thank the Most High, right? You don't keep the commandments. You're not doing nothing the Lord told you to do, you know?
Let's go to Baruch chapter 6 and verse 6. Right? In the Apocrypha, Baruch chapter 6 and verse 6. Right? It says, but say ye in your hearts, O Lord, we must worship thee. For my angel is with you, and I myself care for your soul. Right? So you got to say in your heart, I got to serve the Lord. I got to worship the Lord. Right? He give me breath when I wake up. He allows me to wake up. Right? Because the Lord is caring for you. Any and everything you're going through, the Lord is with you, man. He's long suffering, man. Right? We just read that the righteous aren't going to be moved, man. So you got to worship the Lord. You got to thank him for everything that you're going through. Right? You'd be a fool not to.
God. Let's go to Psalms chapter 103 and 1. Right? And stop just, when you pray, stop just asking the Lord for stuff. Right? You got to say the water, which is thank you in the Hebrew. Thank you, Most High, for doing A, B, and C. The Lord let you go to work and come back home safely. Hey, thank the Most High for that, man. You could have got pulled over and been on the 6 o'clock news and on somebody's t-shirt, right? You could have been driving, you end up on a damn milk carton or Instagram, you done came up missing, right? And the Lord protect you, man. How many people, like it, they driving and they thought they was gonna go home and kiss their loved ones and see them and never saw them again, right? So you gotta, you gotta thank the Most High for the smallest of things, being allowed to breathe, see your family, right? You could talk, you in your right mind. Yeah, hey, man, people got it bad in Israel and in the world, man, right?
This just happened the other day. It happened Sunday. It's a brother. His name is Terrence Clark. Right, he was about to get drafted in the NBA. Right, they were saying he was a projected lottery pick. 19 years old. Car flipped over 3 times and he hit a pole. Right, died right there in the hospital bed with his mom. Right, they was banking on the millions of dollars, man. Right, the Lord can take you at any second. It don't matter how rich, how tall, how nice you are at basketball, how polite, how mean. It don't matter. When the Lord want that soul back, He's gonna take it back, man.
Come on, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 8. Right? So you got to thank the Most High, man. Right? The Lord, man, the Lord can smite you down, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 8. And it reads, there is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither hath he power in the day of death. And there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. So what does that mean? There is no man that has power over the spirit to retain the spirit. I mean, if the Lord wants your spirit, guess what? Can you do tug of war with the Lord and he kind of pull it, but you kind of pull in, and the Lord say, damn, this brother Lamar got a hell of a grip. The Lord kind of get off his throne, kind of see 1 foot on the earth, 1 foot in the throne, and he pulling with Lamar. Then he say, damn, Lamar got it today. I'm gonna try again tomorrow. No, it don't work like that, man. When the Lord wants your spirit, hey, you can't retain it, man. If the Lord wants you to be on fire, you're going to be on fire. Right? If the Lord wants you to read, you're going to read. If the Most High wants you to close the Bible, He's going to want you to close it, man. You can't do nothing about it. It reads, neither hath he power in the day of death. Right? Meaning when it's your time to go, you can't tell the Lord, man, Lord, get out of here, man. I got 10 more years. Then you press a button and you got 10 more years. And the Lord said, what the hell? Damn. All right. Y'all seen Final Destination. All these so-called white people be cheating the Lord, man. Somehow they outsmart the Most High. Set up a damn booby trap. Right, we're going to get the Lord. Right? They escape. They damn cheating death and all of that, man. And the Lord is not done. You can't cheat the Lord, man. You set up all these traps and plans. The Lord don't know what's going on. Right? You in the damn, in the movies, they go in the damn apartment complex to try to figure out how to stop this thing, right? All these young white people, and they outsmart the Lord. You think the Most High's up there like, well, what the hell? They got me today. No, the Lord is not up there like they got me today, man.
Somebody had what's it called? Intuition to get off a roller.
Yeah, they got intuition, right? They getting all these visions. This guy got off the airplane, man. Right? And he escaped. And the Lord said, damn, almost had him. No, the Lord is
now the Lord chasing him.
Yeah, now the Lord got to chase him.
The Lord chasing him to put him to death.
Right. I have one more. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. Yeah, people watch these movies, man, and they put a spirit on you. Right? Now you got people saying he cheated death. You can't cheat death, man. If the Lord wants you out of here, you're gonna be out of here. Now the Lord can have you narrowly escape to warn you, say, I almost had you, man. Make sure you get your spirit right, or next time it's over. Right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and 12. For a man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. Do fishes know when they're going to be taken out? Or they kind of see the hook out there. They do their what's that? Eat a worm. Then they just yoked out there, man. And it's over. Right? You setting bear traps and bird traps. The bird see the food kind of fly down. If the bird knew he would die in that trap, he would avoid it and never go to it. If the fishes knew that hook was the end of his life, he wouldn't go to it, man. He'll get some other food instead. So these birds and fishes, they're snared in a time when they least expect it. So shall it happen to man. Man, get boom, you driving, boom, get hit by a 16-wheeler, man. Right? These things happen, man. People die every day, and if they knew they would die, they wouldn't expect it. I mean, they would avoid that place. And you got this cliche, wrong place, wrong time. You heard people say that? Oh, he was in the wrong place, the wrong time. No, he was in the right place in the right time. The Lord had him right where he wanted them, right at the right time, just so the Lord could deal with it. Right? It ain't no wrong place, wrong time. Right? According to man, but the Most High has you everywhere where you want to be, man. The Lord got us all in this building for a reason. If the Lord wanted us out there in the middle of the highway, worshiping the sun and worshiping the stars, we'll be doing it. But let me get this real quick in Proverbs 16 and 9, a classic. Let me get this real quick in Proverbs chapter 16 and 9. All right? Man's going to the Lord, right? Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 9. It reads, right? A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. Right? That's seats right there, brother. All right, let me read that again. A man's heart deviseth his way. What does that mean? A man's heart divides his way. Lamar, what do you say? A man's heart divides his way.
Instead of riches and everything like that, expecting to live 10, 15 years, they think stuff is, they have a plan and bucket list and goals.
Right.
They want to do.
So a man, he has his own ideas on what he wants to do. He may have plans for the day. I'm gonna run to the gas station. I gotta stop. I gotta buy milk and eggs, and I gotta take my son to basketball practice. And I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna do so and so. Man has their own plans, but the Lord is gonna intervene. The Lord running the show. That's what he said. You got people saying, "Dang, I didn't know I was gonna run into you today," but the Most High knew, right? The Most High had you run into that person at the right time, the right day, man, the right hour, the right second, man, right? I didn't know. It's strange. This is a coincidence. Ain't no coincidence with the Most High. That's what the so-called white man told you. He taught you about luck, coincidences, strange things, deja vu. These things you learned, this is rhetoric that you learned in this system. It's not of the Most High, man. Right? Wherever we at is going to be ordered by the Lord. Whoever you meet is ordered by the Lord. Whoever you marry, the Lord set that up, man. You meet your wife, the Lord has you meet that woman, man. Right? You bear a child and bring that child on earth. The Lord brought that child on the earth, man. Ain't no coincidence, man. Right? Oh, this love at first sight. I never thought that I would see. But the Most High had y'all cross paths, man, at the right time for his purpose. So when the Lord wants you out of here, guess what? The Most High will bring you out of here, man. Hey, Slaki, one more quick point. Yahweh Shah died or gave up the ghost at exactly what time? 3 p.m. Was that a coincidence? No, that's the hour of what? Prayer and an evening sacrifice. So everything that the Lord went through, Yahweh Shah went through, and when he gave up the ghost, it was all planned out. His entire life, down to the minute he gave up the ghost, and it was right on time. Everything's right on time with the Most High.
Let's go to Job chapter 14 and verse 1. All right, Job 14 and 1. It says, man that is born of a woman is of few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. Right, so we're only on this earth for a short amount of time. It's like a deep breath, right, compared to how long this earth has been around. Right, we're only here for a short amount of time. And doest thou open thine eyes upon such as one, and bringeth me into judgment with thee? Who can bring an unclean thing out of who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Right? So everything is on a timeline with the Most High. Right? If it's for you to die, like the people who died at 9/11 when they blew the towers up. Right? It was at that appointed time, 9 a.m., September 11th, they was going to die. They're not going to pass that time that the Lord set for them to die. And that's for every man. Right? This kingdom is appointed for whatever day, whatever season, whatever minute, second, or hour for it to be destroyed. It's not going to go past those bounds. Right? So when the Lord wants that spirit back, you never know how he'll take you out, man. You can go peacefully in your sleep. You might get shot in the head. You might get in a car crash. You might have a heart attack. You never know, but once you hit that time, it's time to go. Right?
That's right.
That was the precept of what you said. Eight
Con.
precepts ago.
That's right. And that's the spirit, man.
Con.
The Psalms chapter 90 and verse, let's start at 9. Psalms chapter 90, and let's go to verse 9. It reads, "For all our days are passed away in thy wrath. We spend our years as a tale that is told." Like somebody tell you a story, you kind of, you heard it, but you don't remember the whole thing, right? Kind of fades away in your memory, like man's life. "The days of our years are 80 and 10. And if by reason of strength they be 80 yet is their strength labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off and we fly away." So the Lord said the days of our years are what? 80, which is how much? 70, right? The Lord said man lives to be about 70 years old. Now, this is thousands of years ago, and that still happens, right? To about 70, when you look up average life expectancy, right? By country, it varies, but the average is around 70 years old. And the Lord said, and if by reason of strength, meaning if the Most High allowed you to live 80 years, meaning 80 years old, it says, yet is their strength, labor, and sorrow. Because as the Lord is cutting you down, you slowly fade away, man. Right? When you're around 80 years old, that's really not a good life to live, man. Physically. Yeah, people that's hooked up to the plug. People got to change people's diaper. We brought this up before, man. Right? You said what?
The account, it say like, who gonna taste my food?
Yeah, 2 Samuel 19 and 35, right? You can read about Barzillai, man. He couldn't hear, he couldn't taste anything, right? So the Lord has you waxing out, but when it's time for you to go, like we brought out, it's time for you to go, man. Right? You got about 70 to 80. You might live to be older, but that's the average time that people go out, right?
Let's go down to verse 12 in Psalms 90, right? It says, "So teach us to number our days that we may apply our heart unto wisdom," right? So you got to ask the Lord to teach you how to number your days, man, because you don't know how many days you got. Right? You got to apply your heart to the wisdom wise before you, man. Right? You can't let it go in one ear out the other. Right? You get a 2K mad spirit on you, and you don't want to understand wisdom, man. You got to ask the Lord to teach you to apply wisdom, right? To number your days to apply wisdom, right? Because you never know when it's your time to go, right? And your work is going to follow you, man. Are you going to be resurrected for death and destruction or eternal life, right? That's applying wisdom and understanding your days, man. Right, let's go back to 1 Peter chapter 5. Right, 5 and 8. "Be sober, be vigilant, like it, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour."
See that? You got to be sober in this thing. And that's not always talking about, it is literally sober too. You can't be out here getting drunk and high and all bugged out of your mind, right? Because you're susceptible to evil spirits, man. And also you have to be spiritually sober. Meaning you can't be what? Intoxicated with what? Folly, philosophies, right? The wine of Babylon the Great, right? The spiritual wine. You have to stay sober because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And like we always bring out, roaring lions, they don't go after the fastest gazelle, right? You think lions said, look at that fast one. I want to kind of run it there. No, man. They guess what? They checking the one out who's falling behind, kind of limping in the back, right? Can't really keep up, right? The animals, the lions, they hunting that one down, right? The one that don't know what's going on, he kind of went astray. They're not going after the one leading. That's too much work, right? They catch the one that's always in the back, right? So that's how the spiritual demon Satan work, man. When you're not in this truth and you're not keeping the Most High's commandments, when you're into the world, you're not involved in the precepts, you make yourself a prey to be devoured, right? Next thing you know, you got evil spirits on you, man. Spirits of adultery, spirits of lust, right? Spirits of what? Pride, right? Now you don't want to read no more. You don't want to study no more, right? You don't want to get into the scriptures anymore because you're involving yourselves with the wine of America or Babylon the Great. And it says Satan is like a lion. What are we referring to? Sheep, right? And lions and sheep, they don't get along last time I checked. Right. Last time I watched the Animal Planet, I didn't see the lion hanging out with the sheep and they kind of kicking it. Right. The sheep kind of laying up on the lion kind of looking cooler. No, they're not dealing with that, man. When that lion see that sheep, it's over. Right. So you got to make sure that you're vigilant too. Right. Being vigilant is meaning you're on the offensive. Right. Like a vigilante. Y'all know superheroes. Right. The world would call them vigilantes. Right. They call Batman. I can't remember what they call him. Like the Cape Crusader, something like that.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, the Dark Knight, man. Right? They put the logo up there, right? Because he's a vigilante. He takes on crime, right? You got these certain people, they actually buy these police radios so they can listen to the crime and they can get there before the police, man. You have people in Seattle that actually put on superhero outfits, right? And they would get to the crime scene before the police got there. So what the hell happened? People tied up already because those guys are vigilantes. That this actually happened, man. Right? People tied up. They got, like Scooby-Doo. Those are vigilantes, right? Mystery Inc. Right? They get the job done, right? So you have to be vigilant in this thing, man. You have to be on the offense. You can't let these spirits get to you. You got to get there first. You got to make sure that you pray. That's being vigilant. Right? Because if you're not praying, you become what? Susceptible to these spirits, man. You got to make sure you're fasting. That's being vigilant. Make sure you're getting counsel. That's being vigilant. Right? These are all different things that a spiritual vigilante does. You take down these spirits before they get to you. Because when they get to you, it's too late. Right? So that's what it means to be vigilant. All right? Being on the offense. You don't always have to wait till you get attacked by these evil spirits. Now you want to pray and fast. Right? You should have, prevented these things before it even occurred.
Verse 9. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
So you got to resist, right? Can you fight the spiritual demon Satan with guns and bullets? You got these demons coming. You pull out your damn 32, 22. You start shooting Satan. Then you see blood. It don't work like that, man. How do you resist the spiritual demon Satan? Fasting, praying. And our people don't fast. Our people are gluttons. America's a sedentary, gluttonous society, right? Midnight snacks, nachos all day, McDonald's, supersize. Yeah, supersize me back in the day. Big Macs, right? Drive-throughs, order in, takeout, right? People do that on a physical level, huh?
They got Amazon now.
What's
Amazon.
Oh, Amazon. They got Amazon food.
You don't even got to go to the store no more.
See that? They got drones that they just drop off your nachos, man. You got pizza all in the food. All in the fridge, 4 days old. This is a gluttonous society, right? So again, fasting is very important. Fasting is what? Not eating or drinking and mixing it with prayer from sundown to sundown, right? You starve the flesh and magnify the spirit, right? So it's a beautiful thing to fast, and that's how you exercise spirits from it, right? And that started from the scriptures. So that's another way of fighting off these evil spirits, right? And being around godly brothers too. I'm not going to hang around people damn smoking crack and popping Percocet, because what I'm going to end up doing 9 times out of 10. Smoking crack and popping Percocet, man. If I go up on Penn North for 3 weeks straight and I don't leave, all hell is going to break loose, man. Right? You're going to be at the bus stop, and leaning over, man. You see how it is up there. How it used to be on Lexington Market, Greenmount, 33rd. Real bad out there. But if you're hanging around a righteous brother, he's going to make sure that you keeping the commandments too. He's going to look out for you, man. Hey, brother, you slipping. Is a crackhead going to tell you slipping? Brother saw New Jack City. Was that New Jack City? No, that's was Holly Berry and Samuel Jackson. That's Jungle Fever. Did brother see Jungle Fever? All right, Jungle Fever, you had Holly Berry and Samuel Jackson, man. Y'all never saw the movie. Y'all not going to get the point. But Samuel Jackson, did he check Holly Berry when they was both crackheads? He said, no, you kind of smoke with crack. You got to get it together, right? Then Holly Berry said, no, look, Samuel Jackson, look, Eddie, look, you got to chill out. No, man. Chill, man, smoke this cigarette. Man, you got to watch the movie, man. Kind of stuffed the cigarette in his mouth, said, smoke this. Right? So you don't want to be around somebody that's going to encourage you to sin and keep feeding into your demon. You want somebody to say, look, brother, you going off. You shouldn't be doing this. Now, let me get this precept real quick in Sirach 27 or 37 and 12. Right? Let's prove it in the Bible. You want somebody to correct you, and that's love right there. Right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 37 and 12. It reads, Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and verse 12. It reads, but be continually with a godly man. It didn't say be continually with a nigga, be continually with whores, be continually with strippers, and Ray Ray, and Man-Mans, and Pookie, and Keisha down the block, and Rel, right? It said be continually with a godly man. Who's a godly man? A man that's keeping the commandments, right? Whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee, and thou shalt miscarry. I mean, you want a brother who's like-minded. If you start falling short, he's gonna beat her. Hey, look, Amos, you going off. Here, this scripture here, I'm gonna help you out with this. Or let's pray together, right? Right? Or look, brother, let's read these scriptures together, man. Right? Let's get built up in the spirit, right? You want a brother to be like-minded with you, man. Brother going through, hey, brother, let's go, let's get a couple drinks and talk about it, man. Right? That's the brother you want to be around. You don't want to be around somebody you going to hell off and you sin and they say, yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Yeah, that's cool. No, that's the wrong person you want to be around, right? So you want to, again, even examine the people you hang around, right? Even worldly family, right? I'm not hanging around worldly family and I go around and they telling me to smoke cigarettes all day, right? That's not the place to be, right? Because you want to protect your spirit. It's vital in this thing, right? You want to protect your spirit.
Back to 1 Peter, the 5th chapter. It says, but the God of all grace, whom has called us into his eternal glory by Yahweh Shah Mashiach, after ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Bausalinius, a faithful brother unto you, and I suppose I have written briefly, exhorting and testifying that this is the true grace of Yahweh wherein ye stand.
Yeah, this is true grace, right? Grace, according to the so-called white man's plantation Christianity, is what? What did they tell you grace is? What do you say, Matham? You could do what you want and God still loves you, right? Jesus loves you. You can just do what you want and just come as you are. Where is come as you are in the Bible? Where is it at? Last time I checked, it's not in there, man.
Free will.
Right, free will. You can do what you want to do and God loves you. Last time I checked, the Lord gave us commandments. So this is the true grace that we read about in 1 Peter chapter 5, right? That's what grace teaches you, man. Like I can tell you in Titus chapter 2:11 on down, right? So let's go back to that.
Verse 13, the church that is in Babylon elected, together with you, saluted you, and so do it Marcus, my son. Greet ye one another with a kiss of charity. Peace be with you all that is in Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Amen.
Anything else? And with that, we're going to close the lesson, take a quick intermission, giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.
Shalom.